Hi, my name is Travis Smith, and this is Quoting Lines. Disclaimer: the following podcast is intended for commentary and entertainment purposes. Any third-party content implemented therewithin is admittedly not of my own and strictly used for illustrative purposes only. Excellent. All right. Good morning, afternoon, wherever you all may be. Thank you for showing up for another episode of Quoting Lines, where myself and a guest will talk about one of our favorite movies and just have a good time doing it, and hope you all do too. My guest today is Mr. Nick Omana. He has been a veteran in the voiceover industry for over 30 years. The credits are too long to list. We want to keep you all on here for at least a little while. And so, Nick, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us what movie we'll be talking about today?
Well, my name is Nick Omana. As Travis said, I've been doing voiceover for a really long time. Matter of fact, the point of reference with this movie today is my old agent, Greg Brown, God rest his soul. We saw this movie together while we were in San Francisco on a business trip trying to sell ourselves to various ad agencies up there. And the movie is Midnight Run, one of my all-time favorite movies, especially because I got to watch it with him, and we would use those lines over and over just in conversations. He'd see the caller ID and go, Moscow and bail bonds, you know.
I'm gonna get some donuts.
You know what? I don't eat donuts because I now associate that with something really bad. It's about to happen. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough to do everything in voiceover, from cartoons to commercials, live announce, audiobooks, narration, promos, cartoons, everything. And not a moment of it has been anything I didn't enjoy. It's been the best gig in the world. And to be honest, I'm too lazy to work. So this is perfect for me.
That's awesome. Excellent. So, give us a little bit, how I understand it. So you've been a lifelong Angelino?
No, actually, I was born in Salt Lake City,
Is that right?
Utah, and we migrated west from there.
Okay.
My brother and I were born in Salt Lake. My sister was born in Sacramento. We lived in San Francisco for a short time, which is where I'd love to work my way back up to being up in the Bay Area or up in the Northern California area. And then in 1965, just to show you how old I am, we moved to LA. So we got here just in time for the Watts riots and stayed ever since.
I gotcha. That's awesome. So, as far as this movie, kind of like where Joey Pants, as we'll get into it, when he's yelling and screaming, that particular market, I swear, I think I've seen it in like a handful of other movies. Where do you know where that market is by chance? I'm curious.
You know what? I'm not exactly sure, but there was a place down in central Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, that was called the Market.
Okay.
And it was just an open area of a bunch of little restaurants and like bakery shops and butchers and all kinds of stuff. It was like kind of like the public market up in Seattle, and just it's open space where it's almost like an indoor fresh market or farmers market, except for these stalls were permanent and people were there every day.
Nice.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think it was down around Hill Street and Hill and 2nd Street, downtown LA. It's not there anymore, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because development being what it is too high priced a piece of property for developers not to want to swoop in and put up something huge. So
sure.
Yeah, it's been gone for years, unfortunately.
Sure. Okay. Watching it over again just a couple of nights ago, it took me back. I got out of high school about 2004, so that was at the very, very tail end of what I noticed throughout here. Smoking indoors. Tell me about it. I mean, wow. Different world, huh?
You walked into oh my gosh, everywhere you went. I mean, I remember I used to work in the restaurant business many years ago, and one of the things you always had out on the table was an ashtray. And you always made sure you carried another ashtray to set on top of it, so you didn't have ashes flying when you removed it, and then took that clean ashtray and put it down on the table. It's like there was a whole protocol which is totally lost on this generation, because let's face it, cigarettes actually are the only thing if used, that's approved by the FDA for use. The only thing that used properly will eventually kill you. So it's, I
Yeah.
guess it makes sense to get rid of that.
Certified. I mean, just my dad, you and he are just right around the same age, and him being in furniture stores, it was just commonplace. I mean, prior to me, I mean, he said he was about a 2-pack a day guy. It's just what you, when you're selling furniture or whatever it may have been, that's what you did. It was just what no
Well,
two
there's a
ways
lot of
about it.
downtime. Yeah, in a furniture
Yeah.
business, you get people walking in. If you had 5 people coming in and having a sale in a day, that was a good day. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
downtime in between that. You're sitting there, okay, what am I? Oh, you light up out of habit. You don't even think about it.
Right.
So, yeah.
So it just
Yeah.
it just seeing, like Jack was smoking on the bus. I mean, just, and I think he was doing it on the train.
Well, at the counter at the diner when they're ordering, or
Yes.
not ordering chorizo and eggs.
Right. So it just like, hey, I need these cigarettes. I need but yeah, that's just to me, just seeing that, I was just like, man, that's something else. Different world. That was something else.
Yeah. It's just it probably, it's one of the things that kind of dates the movie in a way.
Sure.
That and the
Sure.
cars.
Oh God, the interiors. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Or the fact that you had people milling around in an airport. Really? People can actually walk into an airport and go right up to the gate? What? And not have a ticket? No, that's
Right.
crazy. You could
Security.
greet people as they got off the plane. All changed. 2001 was the line of demarcation.
Absolutely. Just interestingly enough, do you know when my birthday is?
No, September 11.
2001. I was 15 when that happened.
Wow.
Yep. 15.
I remember that morning. The innocence of what was our life the day before. I remember my wife coming in to the bedroom. She was downstairs making dinner or breakfast for the kids for school, and she said, "Nick, we're under attack." And my mind went to, we have roses in our front yard, and we lived in an area where deer would come down and eat our roses. And I thought, doggone it, those deer are eating our roses again. She goes, no, we're under attack. I said, what are you talking about?
Right.
The TV was on downstairs. The kids were watching it, and I just looked at the kids and I said, this is the day the world changes for everyone. This life will no longer be the same going forward. And it hasn't been. It's an unfortunate, I can imagine this is very much what people felt like on December 7th, 1941.
Absolutely.
With Pearl Harbor,
absolutely.
These are, and unfortunately, we're kind of back at that point in time again with the whole Ukraine thing.
Right.
At what point do you sit there and think, hey, this has been going on for a few months now? How is this going to end?
Right.
I don't want it to end the way I think it's going to.
No, absolutely not. No, certainly not. But it's definitely strange times. But just back to just Midnight Run there. The other thing, just I noticed, and it's amazing. Like when you're younger, you hear people say, "Oh, I could watch a movie over the years and it just changes and changes." And as a kid, I always thought that was kind of odd. But then I had one of those moments when I watched it, and I just saw kind of like how even Serrano, Jack, and even the Duke throughout the whole thing, and it's just a fun, zany thing, the project that it was. Everybody was just very remarkably matter of fact and just, I would say, relaxed even to a degree, watching it. But what did you think of that?
I think absolutely there was a consistency of the characters that could be, you could look at any scene and they're always the same actor.
Yeah.
Obviously reacting to different situations, but very much
Yes.
in the character. And the thing that makes me laugh over and over and over again is the deadpan delivery of Charles Grodin in some of the most simple scenes. And one of them we'll talk about is the whole diner scene. I just he's so incredibly good at delivering a line, and it's the pacing and the timing. And just sit there. If you're watching, you'll catch it and you go, "Oh my God, that was hilarious."
Yes.
And if you're not watching, it just kind of adds to the overall feel. But I mean, there are moments where I sit there and I marvel at his ability to take a simple line and make it just without doing anything explode
Yes.
into a hilarious moment.
Yes. I think the expression I've heard is like, yeah, not making a meal out of it, but just, yeah, I know what you're saying. He's just how he just able to simply, he is in the moment and he's just reacting just as you think he would if that was really happening, you know? I mean,
Yep.
it's so cool. It's so cool. It is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool. All right. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. So from the top, yeah, I guess we'll start it off. Now, I got to preface with this with the fistophobia scene. Pri- pri- Prior to
I'm not a
even see,
clinical psychologist, but I do believe it is a real term.
oh yeah, I've got it. I don't want none of that. But so prior to just watching this thing, I was probably 15 or 16 before the first time I saw it. My dad would occasionally reference this thing, and I'd be like fistophobia, like I don't know what he's talking about, but he's and he'd always just give me one of those. But yeah, once I saw this, I mean it'll always be here. I love it. It's great. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Do you have the clip just like on your phone or anything like that?
I think I do.
Okay. All right.
It's going.
Here we go. Cool.
No, I don't have to do better than that because it's the truth. I can't fly. I suffer from aviophobia.
What does that mean?
It means I can't fly. I also suffer from acrophobia and claustrophobia.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't cooperate, you're going to suffer from fistophobia.
It's perfect, man. Oh, it's perfect. Oh man. Uh dude. Dude, it's
It
great.
kind of sets the tone for what's about to happen over the course of the rest of the film.
Is
It's
it
a contentious, yet there's no yelling, there's no screaming, there's just a very straightforward dialogue between the two of them that is delivered so you can sense De Niro's or Jack Walsh's frustration with this guy. It's like, okay, fine, sure, no, we're going to do this my way. You're just along for the ride. He says, no, you're going to be along for my ride.
couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, and that's that consistency of just like, man, they keep getting, the plan gets derailed, 3 or 4 times throughout it, but it's just like, yeah, no overreaction, just like, okay, plane didn't work, train didn't work, cars don't work, we gotta keep going.
Bus is really dangerous, as we all find out later.
Very true. Very true. Absolutely. And the like one of those just like to your point, like when he was just just the controlled frustration is later on when they're about to get on that train. you know, the duke the duke the duke tells him, he goes, hey, you all right? He's like, Jack tells him, hey, right now I'm in a great fucking mood. You give me 3 days for that trade card, you're gonna be running for that jail cell.
Just sometimes you sit there and you wonder truly how much of this was written and how much of it was ad-libbed,
I
because there's
know.
so much that is so much of the character. It is so just ingrained in the character that I know writers, they have a sense of the characters, but they're writing for all of the characters.
Right.
So they don't get too terribly deep into the characters. But then you sit there and you get somebody like a De Niro or a Grodin or Dennis Farina, that
Yes.
they become the characters, as we've mentioned throughout the movie. The consistency of those characters, scene to scene to scene, it's one, it's hilarious, but two, it's also that grounding thing that you always know what's going to happen because you know the characters well enough to know how they're going to react. And then you get that little left turn that goes, oh, that was kind of cool. That was fun.
Absolutely. That's it. That's
Dennis
exactly
Farina,
it.
he's always trying to plant something in someone's head or stick something in someone's heart or what. He always, and of course, he's always offering a sandwich or, you know, have a glass of milk or something.
Yeah, just have a cream soda, you know. Oh, all right.
He's trying as hard as he can. He just can't get through to his client.
We'll go to one of yours now. Tell me, why do you enjoy the litmus configuration so much?
Oh my gosh. It's just, there are things that unfold in that moment that are truly inspired. And it's the one thing that I will point out that I noticed, and it's so subtle, but when De Niro starts doing the litmus configuration and Grodin sits there and says, are you doing the litmus configuration? He goes, yeah, the litmus configuration. He kind of stumbles on the word configuration because it's like, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, just the mere fact that, you know, just the way that it was artfully written and exceptionally well executed in the acting. It's just funny as can be and subtle. That's the thing I love about it.
Yes.
Not over the top. It's all subtle.
Right. They're not hitting you over the head. Exactly right. Exactly right. And you talk about just you can't tell me they didn't have fun in that scene. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yes. Red. It's like, again, Charles Grodin, just deadpan. Do you dye your hair? No. Why do they call you Red? Which short for Redwood. My last name is Wood. Which first name?
First.
Bill. and then that beat. Well, thank you for your cooperation, Bill. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Or, you know, with Jack, you know, he's doing the litmus configuration, you know, he's owning it, right? And he goes, you come to this establishment often? And this poor man's just kind of like, yeah, you know, just feeding it. You know?
Is this your $20 bill? Did you pass this?
Yeah, man.
Woo. I was waiting for them to grill people, but then again, that would have been getting too deep into the details that would have exposed them, which, you know, you just go, nope, they knew exactly how far to take it. Like, oh,
yes. Yes. And just keep the story flowing. Yes, absolutely. Heck yeah. All right. Well, from there, did you want to see that clip, see inside that, or where would you like to go from here?
Yeah, you know, let me just take a quick look at it again.
Who's in charge here?
Who wants to know?
Me.
I'd be the manager.
I'd like to see the manager as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Lonzo Mosley, FBI. My partner and I have been tracking a ring of counterfeiters passing phony $20 bills across the state. Have you received any $20 bills in the last couple of hours?
Yeah, sure. We get them all the time.
You get them all the time. Would you mind taking 2 steps backwards? Would you mind opening the register? No, don't touch them. Excuse me. Contract 2, Hank. Check them out. Give him a pencil, please. Do the litmus configuration. You're doing the litmus configuration?
Litmus configuration.
Yes. You seen any suspicious-looking characters around here?
No.
Do you live around here?
Yeah.
How's it look?
This one's bad.
Would you describe exactly what the last man who passed a $20 bill to you looked like?
30, tall,
About 6 feet tall?
6'5".
Dark brown hair.
Light colored.
Sounds like our man.
That's him.
We're gonna have to take these bills for evidence. Make up a receipt.
This one's bad, too.
This one's bad, too. I'd like you to notify all the other establishments in the area of this situation. What's the name of your establishment?
Red's Corner Bar?
Are you Red?
Yes, sir.
You dye your hair?
No.
Why do they call you Red?
Oh, it's short for Red Wood. My last name's Wood.
What's your first name?
Bill.
Thank you for your cooperation, Bill. Hank?
These are all bad. Those are good. Come on, we're gonna get this train.
What?
We're gonna catch this train. Come on.
I can't catch a train.
You also couldn't fly. Start running. Let's go.
Wait a minute, wait! It's a freight train! I can't do this! I can't do this!
Oh my goodness. So you know, as this fun thing is evolving, apparently Zoom is telling me that I've got 7 minutes left on this meeting. I was unaware. Just another
Okay.
fun
We can,
another fun thing to learn.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So it's all good. It's all good.
If you want, we can relink after this.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right. So next up, we've got, and this is probably my favorite my favorite scene in the movie. When when Serrano's guys call him in that one scene, they call him and they're just like, "Didn't happen, Jimmy." You know, what was that? Say that again.
It's almost like you got the cojones to tell me what?
Yes, yes. And meanwhile, moron number 2 is sitting there, you know, punching him while he's. I love that.
I love the end when moron number 1 sits there and just can't and throws a very lame kick at him.
Yeah, he just.
Which is unfortunately is not one of the scenes where he's talking to them on the phone. Is when they're, you know, they're in, I guess, in Texas, and the guy's got his cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, look at me, hop along quesadilla."
You nailed it. That's right. What do you think? It's so
But
good.
he also says, "He's not mad at me, is he?"
Yes, just that real yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
And then what?
Those
You
two,
gonna-
they were perfect pairs. Tweedledum and
That's it.
Tweedledummer.
That's it. I mean, that is it. And I mean, of course, I mean, I love casting directors. You love casting directors. But yeah, this one was just one of those deals where every single character just in this ecosystem that it was, it worked, did it not? I mean, goodness.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You can't create that kind of chemistry. It just happens. I mean,
That's it.
you can by putting all
That's
the
it.
elements in there,
Sure.
but it, you know,
Sure.
it's the chain reaction that happens when they all get together and it all begins to interact. And
Sure.
it was phenomenally. I mean, those two, I love those two characters because they're just such capable idiots.
Yes.
Always count on them to screw something up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just the one time they actually appeared like they were getting a whole. You remember when Marvin tries to get the other million out of him, and you know, that one fella slugs him one good time, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? You know, what are you ever going to pay attention? You know, the answer's right in your hand." You know what I mean? Oh gosh, so fun. It's like the one time.
Oh man, great movie.
Yep.
Great movie.
So good. So good. Yeah. So let me see here. So on that, if in the messages. That one clip, the best of Jimmy Serrano. Let me know when you let me know when you have it. Perfect. When let me see here. If you the one scene in particular I liked, if you fast forward to about 40 seconds, that's
told me this guy was going to be on the plane. That's the information we got, Jimmy.
Old news, Sidney. I'm already on it.
I don't have to tell you what'll happen if he becomes a government witness.
I can assure you that will not be the case.
Yeah, I assumed you were taking that position, but I'm supposed to advise you against such acts.
Sidney, relax. Have a cream soda. Everything is going to be all over with in a few minutes.
Sorry, Jimmy, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Say that again, Tony.
It just didn't happen. I mean, there was cops all over the place. There was a million fucking feds all over. I mean, Jimmy, it was a mess. It was a real mess.
You better get off the line, Jimmy.
Sidney?
If they've got a tap on that line there...
Sidney, shut your fucking mouth. Now listen to me, dummy. Do they have Mardukas in custody or not?
I don't, Jimmy, I don't know. I mean, the cops are swarming all over the place. We couldn't see anything.
Let me tell you two stupid motherfuckers something. I don't want to get another phone call like this, because if I do, I'm going to get on a fucking plane and I'm going to blowtorch the both of you. Do you understand?
You're going to stop. I'm on the phone. I'm talking to Jimmy. What are you doing?
I should have killed Walsh in Chicago a long time ago. Don't say a word to me, Sidney. Don't say a fucking word to me. I'll get up and I'll bury this telephone in your head.
I don't understand the problem with you two. The guys
that was my favorite Serrano line. I'm gonna bury this telephone. It was so good. Oh my goodness.
They're just, the thing that's so hard about this movie is there are so many great lines. It's so hard to pick, the one thing that Greg Brown used to do all the time, as I said, he'd see a caller ID and he'd answer Moscow and bail bonds.
That's so cool. But you're not lying. I mean, just when you look back and you just look at all these, it's all this gold. I mean, you can't talk about all of it. You could, but I mean,
it would be a 4-hour show.
Oh, easy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But man, and I don't know about you, but just what cracks me up, I guess, just so much is that, and I'd imagine very much so with yourself, how you conduct yourself daily, talking like that. It's always fun to think, what if I could communicate like that to people? You wouldn't dream doing it, but you know what I mean? Just like, yeah.
Stab you through the heart with a pencil.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, he's they don't make bad guys like that. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's funny stuff.
No. Jimmy Serrano is one of a kind, without a doubt. And,
absolutely.
Dennis Farina, he always played those kinds of characters because he was just so good at it. And the thing about De Niro that I absolutely love is, although we have a tendency to think of him as a certain type, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Brazil with John Cleese, and it's also an 80s, mid to late 80s movie release. And I didn't know that a character that I loved in the film was De Niro until I saw the credits roll. And I'm sitting there, God, who played that guy? Robert De Niro? What? And I had to go back and look at it again, and I go, holy smokes. Very absurd, kind of a futuristic take on things, but oh my gosh, it's hilarious. He until you, I mean, if you're looking for him, you might see him, but they did such a great job with the makeup and the character. I never saw De Niro in it until after I saw the credits roll.
All righty, folks. Thank you all for just watching with us. Stick tight. We're going to pause for a commercial break. Michelob Ultra. Fuck yeah. All right. Welcome back to Quoting Lines. We just got talking about a little bit about Brazil. Nick was educating us on this Brazil movie that I've not heard of. I've written it down, and I'm going to be watching that. So
I'd be interested in hearing what you think about it. I haven't seen it since the '80s, so it'll be interesting to
Oh,
see how it holds up and if it still holds true to what I saw when I saw it the first time or the first. I think I watched it 2 or 3 times back then. But yeah, it's a
nice.
very interesting film, and I love John Cleese on top of it all, so it makes it very interesting.
Heck yeah. He's the best. He's the best. Um, all right. I mean, uh, I'm sure you could go on and on about it, but then tell me about your what you thought of Joey Pants' performance in this.
Joe Pantoliano he's the perfect mix of kind of a smart, uh, wise guy type of a guy who is so angst ridden because of the type of business he's in this movie. Being a bail bondsman, it's like he's dead flat broken busted if this guy doesn't get delivered to him, and
That's
so he
right.
is on edge through this entire thing. And so yeah, you can see he's just probably strung tighter than a guitar string.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to your point, just with characters being consistent, yeah, he was pretty much high strung the entire the entire time, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that Joey Pants section is just it's perfect. It's him to a T all the way through.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let me see if I can't grab it on there.
Yeah. Pop mine up here real quick. And it's taking its dear sweet time loading.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello. I'd like to make a collect call to an Eddie Moscone from a Jack Walsh.
Moscone, bail bonds.
Jerry, Jack, put Eddie on the phone.
Eddie, it's Jack.
Jack, stop fucking around. Where are you?
Where am I? I'm in Boise, Idaho. No, wait a minute. I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. No, wait. I'm in Casper, Wyoming. I'm in the lobby of a Howard Johnson's and I'm wearing a pink carnation.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other guys.
What other guys?
Well, let me describe the scene to you. There's these guys, see? They've probably been up for like 2 days. They stink of BO. They have coffee breath. They're constipated from sitting on their asses for so long. They're sitting in a van, and they're probably parked right up the street from your office. But now, you guys, you're gonna have to pack up all your shit and go home because I'm on to you, you dumb fucks. Eddie, your phone is tapped. Listen, I'm not gonna use this line anymore. Go to Chen Lu's. I'll call you there in 5 minutes. They can't run a tap that fast. So long, everybody.
Excuse me. Wait, I got it. I think it's me. Jack, that you?
Listen, I need you to wire me $500 to the Western Union office in Amarillo, Texas, right away.
Wait a minute. What do you need with $500 on a bus? And why the fuck aren't you on a plane?
Did it ever occur to you that I am a professional and that I might have my reasons? We are driving now, and I only have enough cash to get to Amarillo. We had to scrap the bus.
Fuck the bus. I want to know what happened to the goddamn plane.
He doesn't like to fly.
He doesn't like to fly? What the fuck does that mean? Listen to me, Jack. You gotta be back here in less than 2.5 fucking days. $500,000 of my money. What the fuck is going on there?
Eddie, I swear to God, don't start with me now or I will shoot him and I will dump him in a fucking swamp. I am in no fucking mood for this. Just send me the money and I'll have him back by the deadline. You hear me?
Yes.
Let's go.
Jerry, wire $500 to Jack Welch in Amarillo, Texas, right away. Amarillo, Texas. Now, listen also. Get Dorfler down here. Find him and get him down there, too.
You got it, Eddie.
Shit!
One of those.
And he was perfect too.
Oh my God, yeah, just another lovable idiot.
Yes. Yes, it did. Hey, why don't you quit?
Who couldn't
It'd be
hang on to
cheaper
a pack of cigarettes for.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, "Hey, Jack, watch your cigarettes around this guy."
I think he was safe because Marvin smoked menthols and Jack didn't.
I think that's right. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Man, that what a great scene. And it's just the whole interaction between, again, De Niro being perfect at what he does, that whole rant where he's going, I will, put a bullet in his head and dump in the swamp. And he's looking at Grodin going, no, I don't mean that. It's just the nonverbal communication that is done so perfectly well and seamlessly while he's screaming at Moscone.
Yes.
So it's like
can't beat it.
No, it's, again, it's all those little subtleties, those things that come to play that make the overall work.
The picture, yes, the big picture. And I certainly love a lot of things that I've seen lately, like have you seen the new Nick Cage, the massive weight of that's a lot of fun. Like, that's a lot of fun. And just kind of like that multi-layered kind of a lot like how this is. I wish much more production was steered kind of like in that, just like this. There is a lot of good stuff out there today, but this kind of stuff, it's my favorite, my type of stuff for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Well, the expedience of what's being done now is there's a lot of CGI. There's a lot of things that are made up in production to cover what's not done in production. And when you get great actors on set with a director that's willing to let them do what they do best and guide them through the process, you got a great movie. You can get by with a fairly milquetoast, half-baked effort that can be all dressed out in post-production and made to look flashy. Still doesn't add substance to it. It just makes it, a polished turd. But
if you will, right? No, you're 100%. Absolutely. Just that, like you said, just the weight of the characters, and that's from within. That's what they bring. That's right. It's right. 100% right.
No, and it does make the movie so much better when the actors get to do what they do. You can see the director makes a huge difference. Martin Brest did a great job on this. I think he, just the right amount of holding the reins in and letting the horse run. It's just it's a very fine balance.
Perfect. And I did a little just a little bit of research on him, and I had no idea that he actually directed Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh yeah. Another
did not
really
know that.
funny movie.
Yes, another 80s classic. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then just, I gotta know. So tell me about chorizo and eggs.
Again, one of my favorite moments in the movie that really most people, because it's not, full of action and things going on, might miss it. And just the subtleties that come up in this and how everything was played so perfectly. When they're sitting there and they've got just a pocket full of change while they're waiting for that money to be wired to them in Amarillo. So, they're in Amarillo, Texas, which is a small town. And they're stopping in to get, basically kill a little time while they're waiting for their money to arrive at the Western Union office to open. So, it all just unfolds so nicely.
Mm-hmm. Don't you love like how you could easily read, like you said, they put the coins down and he's sitting there, you could just see him doing the mental math. How much is coffee? How about tea? Because bless his heart, he's thinking about, can I leave a tip? He's thinking about, can I leave a tip?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
And that little beat right after she says, how much is the tea? 53 cents. Beat. I'll take the tea. It's like, oh my God.
Yes.
He had to think about it. It's like, okay, coffee's 53 cents, tea's 53 cents. I'll take the tea. It's like just that little subtle beat, which again, I can only imagine it was Charles Grodin with his own sense of timing on how he wanted to deliver the line that made that just such a perfect delivery.
Had to have been. Absolutely. Had to have been. Let me see if I can. So let's take us a look at it. Let's see here. Do you have yours going?
How much money do we have left? That's it?
That's it.
We're starving and you're buying cigarettes?
I need these cigarettes. You can have your whatever you're gonna have. I'll have this.
What can I do for you boys?
Coffee, please.
How much is the coffee?
It's 53 cents.
How much is tea?
53 cents.
Love tea.
Okay, and our breakfast special today is chorizo and eggs.
Chorizo and eggs?
Chorizo and eggs.
Chorizo.
Yes.
What is that, please?
It's a Mexican sausage mixed in with scrambled eggs, and it comes with hash browns and toast.
I won't be having that, thank you. What time you got?
10 to 9.
All right, in 10 minutes, we'll be at the Western Union office. We'll have $500. I'll buy you a nice juicy steak or whatever you want, okay?
Chorizo and eggs.
Huh?
Chorizo and eggs.
I'll get you whatever you want. You know, John, you're in this mess because you're in this mess. I didn't put you in this mess.
The way he delivers the line, it's one of those things where there's almost a little reminiscence of Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man, chorizo and eggs. Chorizo and eggs. It's just such a focus. It's like
right. Never thought of that, but yes, absolutely. Yes, it just how they kind of again just the back and forth, just the matter of factness of it. You know, we got to get this, got to get that money. I got to get this coffee shop. You know what I mean?
Can't be loitering. We're going to sit inside a coffee shop and have coffee and tea until the Western Union office opens. But it's it's just hilarious. They just well written, well constructed, very well thought out. Nothing for all the twists and turns it takes. Nothing was done out of expedience or convenience. You know, the storyline didn't get pushed forward out of, we got to get from here to here. I don't know how that's going to happen. We're just doing it. Like, nope.
Correct.
It was all very logical and very, very well paced, but and hilarious
absolutely
along the way.
oh my goodness, you said it. That's it. I mean, Sid Field. I'm sure you might heard the name. Of course, wrote that book screenplay. There's two reasons you have a scene. One is to move that story forward, and the second is to give us a little idea of who the characters are to help move it along forward. And you're exactly right. I mean, this thing is probably, I would say, to relate it to food. I mean, it is 99% lean, 1% fat. I mean, there's just, you know what I mean? There's just no extra. There's no extra.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Which means it's good for you. So.
That's right. Yes, sir. Absolutely. But we certainly we talked about the ones that you and I shared. That was quick. That was fun. Did you have anything else on your mind about it that you wanted to get out and share?
I think we've pretty much said it all. The only thing I would say is, in seeing the snippets, you have an idea of some of the subtleties of the film.
Sure.
If you haven't seen it, sit down with a big old bowl of popcorn and watch this movie. You will have a really fun time. I just, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but for 53 cents, I can afford it.
Or unless you go on Apple TV. That's what I had to do the other day. So it's like $4, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Hey, it's I have it on DVD someplace. I just
right, for sure.
It's a great movie. So yeah, it's
absolutely.
Do yourself a favor, have a little fun, and just sit back and relax and enjoy a great movie. Which I think almost everything that you bring up on your show kind of points people in that direction. So
that's right. That's right. And just it certainly makes it easier to talk about and share when you got somebody who like similar topics, similar aspects to film and production. You know, and of course, I don't know too many other people who could clearly and simply explain it better than yourself, and that's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Nick, we certainly do appreciate you coming on, having a lot of fun with us, and spending some time with us, and you all for watching. We certainly do appreciate you, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
And I thank you for having me on board. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right.